Yo, Scoodly Doo Doo Wah Wah Doo. It's your favorite hip hop legend and founding father figure of industrial rap reminding you, it's MAGA Hat Monday. Yo, 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 yo.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
Okay, you're watching the MC Too Tall Show with your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host, MC Too Tall. Well, we survived it. We survived the guy that's known to sing in Spanish while wearing a dress. And look, we're still alive, folks. We're still alive. I happen to be a huge Kid Rock fan. I think Kid Rock is real hip-hop. And so that's why I tuned into the Turning Point version of the halftime show. I didn't do it to say, oh, we're going to stick it to the woke people and watch the real halftime show. It wasn't about that. I watch it because I happen to like Kid Rock. Been a fan of his since Rebel Without a Pause, or Devil Without a Pause. Or is it Devil Without a Cause? See, I'm mixing it up with frickin' Public Enemy's song. Public Enemy's song is Rebel Without a Pause. Kid Rock is Devil Without a Cause. Okay, so we got that straightened out. But I happen to be a fan of Kid Rock's. I've been following him since then, since the song Cowboy, baby. And I've seen better performances by Kid Rock, no offense. But he still put on a good show. I don't know what the Robert Ritchie thing is, or the Bob Ritchie thing is. Why he's doing that, but it's an interesting song that he did. He did like a slower song, and he added a final verse to it about picking up your Bible, reading about Jesus. It was pretty cool, but I still say I've seen better performances in the past by Kid Rock. Like I thought his performance at the Republican National Convention 2 years ago was a little bit better. Just my humble opinion on the matter. That doesn't mean I'm going to start burning whatever Kid Rock merch that I own, because it was still a decent performance. Just because he's done better before doesn't mean this performance wasn't at least a decent performance. I didn't watch any of the game, and it's probably for the better. Probably for the better. Because I liked the Seahawks about 12 years ago. 12 years ago, I liked the Seahawks when they were playing against the Broncos. And I was actually rooting for them the following year, hoping they would repeat against the Patriots. But the Patriots had Tom Brady, and there was just no stopping Tom Brady, who is very conservative, by the way, that I've come to find out over the years. So I go a little bit easy on Tom Brady over the years. I used to despise him because he won every time. Didn't hate him as much as I hated Ben Roethlisberger, but when you got a guy that's winning all the time and he's not playing for your favorite team, you tend to hate him. It is what it is. There was a point in my life in baseball when I despised Pete Rose, but I respect what he did for his team. I was just pissed off that he wasn't doing that in Yankee pinstripes. It is what it is. But if fans of other teams hate you, you're doing your job. And so, I was hoping the Patriots would have that spirit of Tom Brady in them and pull off a Super Bowl win without Tom Brady. But apparently the Seahawks finally got their revenge from 2015 and had beaten the Patriots. And it was a comfortable win, a nice, easy, comfortable win for the Seahawks, it looks like, judging by the final score. I got this thing where I don't watch the Super Bowl unless my team is in it. I'm a New York resident who's never been to Cincinnati, but I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan. And you figure, why root for the Bengals? You're in New York or whatever. Exactly. I'm in New York. I'm not in East Rutherford, New Jersey either. So if I'm going to root for an out-of-town team, it might as well be somebody good. And that's my take on the matter. Although I will watch the Super Bowl if the Giants are involved. It's some weird thing like that, but it is what it is. And we survived the halftime show. We survived the pregame show with Green Day bringing their value down by dissing Donald Trump, as they always do. And I don't see what the controversy was. I mean, there are certain fights, certain battles that I believe us on the right should pick more wisely. Like, why do we even care what Bad Bunny does? However, here we are, There are people who give a damn about Taylor Swift, and they want to get into white-knuckle rage is looking at their monitors at the sight of Taylor Swift on their computer screens. And I don't get that either. I don't get the rage about Katy Perry. These certain pop stars I really don't care about. It was when they're actively saying horrible shit about the president, that's when I get a little pissed off. Like Bruce Springsteen, born in the USA. I mean, people believed, excuse me, people actually go through life believing nothing is more Americana than Bruce Springsteen. Yet, he turns around and does something as un-American, as anti-American, as talk against America and the president while touring overseas. And you got John Lydon, who's not even American born. He's not even British born. He's actually Irish born, and he was raised in London. And even he supports Donald Trump. I recall a while back he was doing some Public Image Limited concert in New Orleans, checks into a hotel, and he's seen in the window of a hotel wearing a MAGA t-shirt. And the Democrats have become the establishment. And that's where the problem lies. People don't realize that the Democrats have become the hippies with their feet on the desk that Frank Zappa once talked about in a famous interview. There's an interview with Frank Zappa where he explains that in the early days, people would come in with all types of experimental music, and the executives at the time were old men chomping on cigars, saying to each other, I don't know what the hell it is. Let's put it out there, see what happens. And when it's a success, they decide to hire a hippie to give advice on what the next songs coming in should be that they should attempt to chart with. And before you know it, those hippies have their feet on the desk and they're blocking new songs from coming in. Basically, Frank Zappa was saying we were better with the old men chomping on the cigars because at least they let you in the building. And then the hippies didn't let you in the building. And that's what the Democratic Party has become. They become those hippies with their feet on the desk, rejecting everything that was in a place that they were once in when they were up and coming. They become gatekeepers and sons of bitches and utter bastards. And so, punk rock is to be consistently anti-establishment. When the Republicans become the establishment again, of course, oppose the Republicans again, like they did with George Bush, Nixon, and stuff like that. But these days, it's people like the Biden family, the Obamas, the Clintons, other characters, Bernie Sanders, Mark Kelly, Elizabeth Warren, and characters like that. So, something different, something edgy, something shock value, that's punk rock. That's why the crazy hairdos and things like that. That's why some of the men painted their faces and so forth. And of course, it led to goth culture, and you could get into a whole history lesson on that. There's plenty of websites where you could look that up, plenty of YouTube videos that you could look all that stuff up. But here we are. We survived. We survived another Super Bowl and a controversial, shocking, groundbreaking, divisive halftime show. We're still here. We're still together. We're still alive. I'm not a fan of Bad Bunny's music, but that's not because of the controversy around his Super Bowl halftime show appearance. I just, can't understand it. If I'm going to listen to music that I can't understand the lyrics of, I'll put on the techno version of Muy Velo by El General, if you remember, or El General. Keep it American sounding. But you get what I'm saying. If I'm going to listen to stuff that I can't understand, let it have some kind of groove that I can bop my head to or pump my fist to. There's a song called La Novela by Fulanito. That's a song entirely in Spanish, but you want to see me move with my freaking salt and pepper hair and my salt and pepper 5 o'clock shadow? Put that song on, and you'll see me doing all types of hip gyrations. Maybe you might not want to do that because you don't want to see that. And I would sure hope the cameras are off if and when that day ever comes, when that song comes on, and I happen to be in a public place when I hear it. But you get the idea. If I'm going to listen to music where I can't understand the lyrics, I'll put on a Bob Dylan song. And if I want to understand the lyrics of a Bob Dylan song, I'll listen to a Jimi Hendrix cover of it. All along the Watchtower. But it was fun. Surviving this stuff was fun. Can't wait till next year when they bring up another artist that everybody's going to argue over. And we'll have a grand old time. Until then, respect God, watch out for the Illuminati. Like, follow, share, comment, subscribe, stay strong, keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building, hip-hop legend, founding father figure of industrial rap, MC Too Tall. Yaha.